Today we got there will never be a more epic battle than Madara versus Hashirama. This video basically is just gonna break down the fight. They gonna do the power scaling stuff, use the manga panels and all that. Thank you for the people that's in the live. And yeah, with that being said, we gonna get into it.
Madara vs. Hashirama is the most famous in-universe battle in the Naruto series. It's an epic fight of majestic proportions that was built up ever since Naruto Part 1, when Naruto and Sasuke fought in the Valley of the End. You could see that this fight was nothing normal in the Naruto universe because two massive statues of Madara and Hashirama were built in the place which they fought. And the interesting thing is that we don't know exactly what those statues were. Naruto and Sasuke in the Valley of the End. It's just a very interesting piece of imagery that you can actually understand those statues were there for, and everybody talks about the fights as being one of the most important ever, and that defined the destiny of the village and essentially the fight in of itself, because Naruto and Hashirama also thought the real reason behind why Naruto is Hashirama at the end there was
okay, I'm prediction. Basically, we know that Hashirama and Madara, they like established the Leaf Village together. It was like a partnership. What's it called? The people was like kind of scared of Madara and they didn't really trust him like that. But Madara was initially supposed to be the second Hokage after Hashirama. But like I said, the people of the Leaf didn't trust Madara, right? And one time Hashirama and Tobirama was like in the Hokage office and they was talking, right? And Madara was like standing outside of it. And you know, Tobirama is a sensory ninja, so he knows Madara is outside of the Hokage office. He said that he don't trust Madara and the people of the Leaf don't either. And basically, he was saying like that he should be the second Hokage. And like this is all based off memory, so I could be wrong. But I'm like 90% sure. Um, but yeah, basically Madara heard their conversation, and you know Hashirama was like, "Don't say that," and you know Madara would be a good Hokage and all that, you know, like a good friend would. But later, okay, but before they got done, before they finished talking, Hashirama sends Madara there too. So he asked Tobirama, "Hey, was there somebody outside?" Tobirama lied and said no. He said that on purpose. Like he knew Madara was outside. Then later Madara and Hashirama have a talk. And basically Madara tells him, I heard what y'all was talking about. You gonna make your brother the next Hokage. So I think that's why they fought. And this was like the last time they fought.
Later. What's important to know is that this fight is famous and in the imaginary of the audience was already an extremely great fight. Good, and this is the first problem Kishimoto would have when he actually put the fight to page and showed how it happened. Because everybody knew about this fight already, everybody including the characters and the audience most importantly, we had our expectations as to what it was built up from so early on. Everyone was expecting something great. It's problematic because usually the imagination of an audience member is much powerful than something you could show, so we wouldn't want to.
Nah, why they got the same drip on though? Like they really got the same samurai drip. I like that. I don't like. I like the drip. I just wish they looked different.
They never really show everything exactly how it was, just snippets here and there, like Hashirama and Madara fighting in the Valley of the End. The audience fills in the gaps.
never really show everything exactly how it was, just snippets here and there, like Hashirama and Madara fighting in the Valley of the End. The audience fills in the gaps, and usually those gaps are great in the audience's mind. So when you finally get to show how the fight really looked like, it's really hard to achieve what the audience became known as the battle caused the Valley to foretell. So yeah, we knew the scale of that battle beyond anything we've ever seen. We knew Madara controlled the Nine Tails to fight against Hashirama, and we knew Madara lost and so he died. That's a very fertile ground for the imagination of the audience.
Okay, when this happened, I think Madara used Izanagi. To like bring himself back, and then he put this body, the body that isn't really dead for real, it was like a shadow clone. He put it in the casket, and then he got out. Now, how did he get another Sharingan and a Rinnegan? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I think maybe he did that during the like the Uchiha massacre, but I could be wrong. That's when the lines start blurring when it comes to what I know. But yeah.
And speculate about every type of scenario those two characters could have faced each other in. And oddly enough, Kishimoto exceeded expectations when he finally showed the climactic confrontation between the two.
We doing the Hashirama versus Madara breakdown. If you interested in that, and they love. It's cool though.
Ancient rivals. In what's definitely my favorite volume of the Naruto manga, volume 65, in which Kishimoto tells the backstory of Madara and Hashirama, their climactic battle, and also their childhood, how the Leaf Village was created. And yeah, it's essentially a very long flashback sequence, but it's an amazing piece of storytelling. First, it's interesting to see how that even came to be, because out of nowhere, we get some chapters telling the backstory about Madara and Hashirama, and obviously, it's a very important piece of the lore.
Madara's point of view, because if Madara and Hashirama had the same point of view, Madara wouldn't have caused the fourth grade ninja war. So that was smart. And like Hashirama did know Madara personally, and like the closest person to him, but even he don't know all the stuff Madara was doing. So like we kind of get like a vague answer. So yeah.
He uses Hashirama as the point of view character to tell the story about Madara. Now, obviously, he was one of the important characters of that story, but it's interesting to see the different perspectives. And also, Hashirama is the one who ultimately changes Sasuke's mind, making him protect the Leaf Village instead of destroying it. Of course, Sasuke was a little more twisted in that he wanted to revolutionize the entire shinobi system in a very radical way, but that's something for another.
This may
Factor, but that really just shows you how far down Madara was compared to Hashirama. Like he scales to him because they fought so much. Like he's definitely relative to him, but he was not messing with him. And then how you lose with the Nine Tails? Like to me, that's always gonna be funny. Like bro, like and then like they was perfect match for each other because Wood Style can contain the Nine Tails. That's why Yamato was like a substitute captain for Team 7 because Naruto had the nine tails in him, and it was like perfect match.
Nature that ever since the literal first page of the manga has been said to be the strongest thing that ever existed. We see the effects of the nine tails on Naruto throughout the entire series, and here, Madara is controlling the beast as though it's not a big deal. And Hashirama is also fighting against it as if, it's just another Tuesday. So without them even saying anything, it's clear that, okay, they are on another level. You're about to watch a fight between essentially two demigods in the shinobi world, which frankly is very exciting. People say, oh, Naruto's lost its flavor because now the powers are so strong and they don't anymore. Now, the first thing is that's part of yes, or not at the beginning of the series. But in the first page of the manga, the Nine Tails established as a creature that could destroy mountains and create earthquakes and waving. So naturally, eventually, we will reach this point of power and source.
Like think about this, right? The way Kishimoto did Naruto is like if I take an interesting part of my video, like a little clip, put it in the beginning, and then you watch the rest of the video, then you see the clip again. It's like it gets your engagement. That's basically what Kishimoto did. Because like it's just showing you what the show is gonna build up to, and then it's not gonna show you the build up and then stay the same, and then because when you get to the build up you already have experienced the build up. You have to like to run fast, you don't just start running fast. You start walking, then you start running, and then you speed up, and then eventually you get to your top speed.
Especially when the main character has the nine tails inside of him and other characters can control it. And we know that Madara and Hashirama are exceptions in the world. They are much more powerful than your average ninja. They are much more powerful than your most powerful ninjas even. So this fight is going to be something else. And the other...
Hashirama is 1A and Madara is 1B, but grabbing, okay, that's crazy. Okay, wood style, we know wood style counters the nine tails. So Madara breaks out of the counter, shoots a Biju bomb, then Hashirama starts smiling, start rubbing his hands, start licking his lips, and he grabs it like somebody just threw him a baseball. Bro, look at this, gang. This is not normal, bro. Most people would have ran away or got blew to pieces. This ain't just something normal, bro. And like Hashirama got so much chakra, and Madara does too, because they say a drawback from the Sharingan is like it depletes your chakra. Madara is controlling a nine-tailed fox, bro. And I don't think he didn't have the Hashirama cells yet. Hashirama's still alive and breathing. And I know Hashirama was still alive when he did take him eventually, but he hasn't took no Hashirama cells yet. They haven't specified that he has, at least.
Against Madara's nine tails, as if he's carrying a Rasengan with his golem, but instead of it, it's a Bijudama. Like the most casual thing in the world. Madara then summons his Susanoo and protects the nine tails from the explosion, which is massive, and both Madara and Hashirama don't even get scratched by it. They protected themselves very effectively against a nine tails Bijudama, something that's not exactly easy to do. The first time we saw a Bijudama was shot by a four-tailed of the nine completely which almost died. This is all nine tails, more power, just back off. This is what I can do. They're used to fight against each other with prison hunters and they fight many times. One of the coolest things that's happened over nine tails is perfect.
And I like how they showed this because they hinted at doing this later in the show when Sasuke put his put his Susanoo around Naruto's Kurama Chakra Mode avatar, that was tough. That was tough. Like I had rewatched the fight after I first watched. After I first watched Shippuden, I skipped straight to the war arc because that was my favorite part of it. And yeah, that was tough. That's something I had realized then.
The majestic attire Susanoo. And it's just one of the most intimidating things that's ever happened. The Nine Tails is encased by the humanoid armor. The helmet closes down, and then you're like, okay, that's really, really smart, because technically, the Susanoo is just an empty suit of armor, and now there's someone inside of it. It just so happens to be the Nine Tails, the strongest creature of the verse. How the hell is Hashirama gonna fight that? He even says it himself, oh, Madara, you teacher, that's pretty smart, and he's still smart.
Like, when they reanimated Madara, I mean, Hashirama seemed like a down-to-earth guy. But he loved to battle. He loved to fight. Hashirama never buckled. Bro, he never ducked the fade, bro. My words ain't working. Hashirama never ducked the fade, Senju, bro. No cap. I never seen somebody see a Susanoo and a Nine Tails and start smiling. I would have evaporated on the spot.
Grabs the Susanoo sword with his wood hands, and then uses this massive scale jutsu, summoning several hands off the ground, which try to grab the Nine Tails. And Madara, he has none of that. He swings his Susanoo sword, and he slashes through all of the wood hands. But not just that, we see that an entire mountain range is completely shredded. Just like that, casually destroyed with the...
Imagine being able to build a 4.
From the surrounding him and himself after a day of fighting this
Fight for a whole day? That's insane, bro. I'm not doing this. So that means you was able. Where did the Nine Tails go after you got? Done fighting. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I know the Nine Tails and all the tail beasts essentially are just a big chakra stuffed animal. But where did they go? like, like, what did you do with it? You don't just put a Nine Tails in your pocket or put them back in the suitcase or a book bag or something. And yeah, so that's how I feel like these two are just a different breed, because Kakashi used 3-4 Chidori's back to back, and he be saying, my chakra, I'm almost out of chakra. Like, obviously, he has pulled off showing that he got stamina, or like his endurance and stuff, but Madara fought a whole day against the strongest shinobi ever, like outside of Naruto.
Is telling Hashirama to go and kill Madara, because yeah, this is gonna end the war essentially, and Hashirama looks at him with those deadly eyes and says, do not touch him, because Hashirama still believed that there could be peace, something better than this current state of unending war. And he asks Madara what he'd have to do to get Madara to
Look, bro, if that was me... Oh, hold on, here it goes.
Align himself and the Uchiha clan to the Senju and create a more prosper world. And then Madara says, you either kill your brother or you take your own life. And this is actually pretty poetic, because Hashirama looks at him and smiles and says, you are a nice man, Madara, because you gave me the choice not to kill my brother. Something...
Okay, look, right? If this is me, right? If I say... If my brother is Tobirama and he says, all right, this is our chance, I'm finna do it to him, and then I tell him, nah, bro, you better not move from where you standing, right? And then I say, look, bro, I'm talking to Madara now. Hey, look, bro, we've been fighting all day, we've been fighting for years and years, bodies been dropping left and right. What what do I need to do so we can be peaceful? Bro said, I mean, I want to have peace too, but I can't really trust you, and you killed my brother. So either you gotta take your life or take your brother's. I would have ended Madara right then and there. I ain't even gonna lie, because the other Uchihas cannot mess with me and Toby Rama. Like, so if need be, we'll just end all y'all right now. Like, I ain't gonna lie, we not finna play with y'all no more. We not leaving no Uchihas alive, bro. We ain't finna have no Sasuke, no Itachi, no Shisui. Nobody is finna be alive because of him. Y'all wanna play? I'm finna wipe everybody out right now. I'm finna go into Sage mode, do that 100 hands jutsu, and I'm finna wipe everybody out. No cap.
That both of them would understand. And even though Madara absolutely despises Tobirama for killing Izuna, he still respected Hashirama enough not to force him into doing something unthinkable. And then Hashirama's gonna go with it. He's going to shove a kunai up his heart and essentially die. But Madara stops him, and then they create the Leaf Village. And the village is prosper for a decent amount of time, but unfortunately, things don't go as Hashirama wanted. The system is not working fine, so the numbers to Hashirama, which take back to the Valley at the end, with the Thousand Buddha statue absolutely mesmerized and enhanced by the Susanoo soul. They almost cancel out. The statue gets almost all its arms.
Bro, it's like punching a brick wall. Like bro, we done fought so many times and you don't never win, bro. Madara, sit down somewhere, bro. Sit down, be a good Uchiha, be the second Hokage for like 20 years, and then keep it pushing, bro. But no, you gotta just do stuff your way. Like, I can understand, but he need to talk to Hashirama and be like, bro, we don't need to, we don't need to have kids training to be shinobi. We need the adults fighting. That's what we said we was gonna do when we was kids. But I don't know why. Like, I feel like Madara's like idea wasn't wrong. It's just his approach was all the way crazy.
Blown away, and the Susanoo cracks around the Nine Tails, exposing a bit of its skin, and we see that very intimidating figure of the Nine Tails and a cracked Susanoo around it. But Hashirama gets the edge, and he manages to grab the Nine Tails as if it's just a little pet with a Thousand-Armed Buddha statue, because the size difference, it's an absolutely insane panel. It looks like the statue is grabbing a toy, but it's the massive Nine Tails. And then Hashirama uses a reverse to break the control of Madara over the beast. Unfortunately, you'll see also happens after that. But it's like that is without a way to the final no sorry. And Hashirama was blown up, meaning that Madara was able to hurt a lot during the fight because provided 100% Hashirama Cell's body was pretty good and healed him up. This is pretty interesting for Hashirama won Hashirama entire city needed down there from as the Marvel this pretty amazing. Then comes go and kill her. He's the worst in control anymore. And speaks that thing body pretty good. And he begins to fight for probably here. But then one gets stabbed behind the soul.
And this is where Hashirama. This is where I think this. Oh my gosh! Basically, I thought about something, right? After after Hashirama stopped Madara, he told Madara that anybody who threatens the village, he'll kill them. Whether that be his enemy, a friend, family. He said even if it was his own kid, he would do it. So that, like, him saying that lets me know he would have killed Tobirama if he wasn't gonna do it to himself. And like, I don't know. This is my first time thinking about this, but that it's like I don't know. Remember, if anybody watched Boruto, remember when Momoshiki took over Boruto, and that made like he could take over when Boruto's chakra get low, so that made Boruto a risk to the leaf. Naruto couldn't do that to Boruto. He couldn't finish him. Yeah, he could hit him with a Master Rasengan. He could just or Boruto could be sleeping and he could just go in there and do him the worst way possible. But Boruto, he couldn't do it to him, bro. And honestly, like, unless like if I'm the Hokage, unless my kid is literally like actively trying to be a threat, then yeah, I'm gonna finish you. I'm not saying not to say it's not gonna hurt, but it will make it easier because like you trying to destroy the leaf, like you being a menace to society. Yeah, here you go. I'm finna hit you with a massive Rasengan straight to the chest that destroys on the cellular level. You finna look like a donut. But yeah, if they not actively trying to be a threat and there is maybe a way to cure him or like slow down the progression the moment she get taken over, I'm taking that second option.
Which takes it back to when Madara and Hashirama were kids, and Madara couldn't stand anybody standing on his back when he was peeing. In a very funny scene, like, Madara is funny, and it's underrated how funny he is when he is a kid and he's interacting with Hashirama as a kid too. Those interactions are funny as hell. But this speaks to Madara's hubris that he doesn't think he can be caught from behind, but yes, Hashirama was able to do it. And he tells that even if you're a friend, a dear person to me, it comes before honor friendship. Which shows that Hashirama and Naruto were still different people. Never wanted to kill.
See, I didn't even know he was gonna bring Naruto up, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Naruto didn't do it to his son. He didn't even do it to Sasuke, so he definitely wasn't gonna do it to his son. We all know. Now, people like to say that Sasuke is stronger. I've seen that before. We all know Naruto never tried to kill. He wanted to hurt Sasuke, but he wasn't trying to kill him. He wanted to knock some sense into him. Both their arms got blown off, and yeah, Sasuke lost an arm and gained more aura. I don't even know how that's possible, but it's Sasuke, so anything goes.
Sasuke. They had different philosophies, even though they had pretty much the same values, but we can see that in the end, Naruto's philosophy beats Hashirama's philosophy. We later find out that Madara actually wanted to fight Hashirama there to get some of his cells, so that he could implant them in his body and awaken the Rinnegan, which he does succeed in doing so, but he awakens the Rinnegan when he is extremely old. And so he has to entrust his plan to Obito until he can be brought back with Rinne Tensei. And yes, he had a fallback plan in case he died in the fight. He's not able to actually fall. I could argue Madara actually wanted to get in the fight because he really wouldn't be looking for him anymore, wouldn't be able to defeat the plan, but it's more like that's Madara's.
Hold on, so are we saying that Madara planned so far ahead? So this was in the Warring States period. So let's just say 2 great wars later, he planned like let's say 40 years. He planned 40 years ahead. That is insane. Madara, we can say whatever we want about him, but his intellect is elite. And now thinking about it, he got Hashirama cells after, like, during this fight. So what did he do? Like, when he cut his skin or something, like, did he just put it in his pocket, or like you walking around with somebody arm skin on you? But yeah, that's crazy.
simply lost the fight. And obviously the ripples of this fight are still being felt until the very final battle of the series. Madara and Hashirama, these two guys, they were never able to really see eye to eye with each other. Yes, they were friends and they respected each other, even when they were fighting against each other and trying to kill each other. But they had different philosophies and different ways to go about solving problems in the world of shinobi. They never reached a true understanding, but we see that in the final Naruto and Naruto sees his ways and the person that's sign done by Madara and Hashirama that are underneath them. In a very quick scene of those characters actually reached understanding. Yeah, I think it's just is that the no system has caused many problems for years. Yes, Madara tries to help the way they speak because kids and life expectancy was 35 by creating the system in the shinobi system, kids would learn and just normal kids. This works for pilots. It doesn't take long for
Like literally, bro. Like we got Ren, Obito, Kakashi fighting in wars as kids after two people came together to make a village to where kids can just grow up, learn how to like build houses, I guess, or stuff like that. Learn like they can just have a normal career outside being a shinobi. But then they was like, nah, wars be breaking out. We need some shinobi. What if another village attack us? But I feel like the people who are older, like once you hit like 17, 18, like you're not gonna be looked at the same as a 12-year-old. So that's what I'm saying. Like they going to war. Like to really think about this, bro. If at 12 or 13, I am not going to war, bro. I do not care. I would have been so scared. And it's some people. Let's say we gonna use Kiba. Kiba was cool. You know, he was strong or whatever. But just compare it to like what's it called? Compare it to Naruto. Oh nah. Compare it to Sasuke at 12. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm watching YouTube. Like, let's really think about this. Okay, Kiba is cool, but compared to Haku, let's use Haku. Imagine you in war and you fighting Haku, you get frozen. Like, what are you gonna do? Some people are just so advanced, but that means their situation is just worse than everybody else's. Because why are you that strong at 12? That's why some people. That's why. What's it called? That's why Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, um, um, who else? Who else? Who else? Obito. All of these people are so strong at 13, 14. Kakashi, Minato, even and Itachi. Like we can just keep going and keep going and keep going. Why are y'all Jonin level at 14, 15, 16, bro? I don't know. The Shinobi system is cooked and Naruto didn't fix it. But that's a whole nother video.
break out once again, and now instead of clans fighting each other, it's entire nations fighting each other.
And on top of that, the Leaf Village is fighting each other. They destroyed they killed every Uchiha except for Madara, Itachi, and Shisui. Danzo basically set up for Shisui to die. Sasuke killed his own brother. Obito died in the war, but if he didn't die by Kaguya, Naruto, no, Kakashi was actually gonna kill Obito. Like the Leaf Village would be so strong. Like they still the strongest village, but it would be way stronger if all those Uchiha. Fugaku died to his son. Like, come on, what are we doing, bro?
meaning that the battlefields will be much bloodier, and the entire philosophy of not throwing kids in the battlefield anymore is completely thrown to the wayside, because, yeah, maybe they didn't throw 6-year-olds in the battlefield, but they did throw 12-year-olds. Naoaki, for example, Tsunade's brother, died in the
and look, I know people clown him, and I've clowned him too, because he died to a paper bomb. But realistically, everybody who it seemed like Itachi wanted to die because he was holding on that trauma and guilt. Yeah, he didn't. But the reason why he lived as long as he did, like, he didn't let nobody kill him. He put Orochimaru. Now we know we talked about Orochimaru before, bro. Orochimaru is one of them dogs. He put Orochimaru in the genjutsu so quick. The only person he wanted to let him kill him was his brother, because he felt bad. Like, that's why he put Sasuke in the genjutsu, and made him watch his family die 500,000 times. He wanted to build up Sasuke's hate for him, because that's why he died with a smile on his face. And again, Itachi was 13 when he killed everybody and his parents. Like, that's so crazy.
Second Shinobi War, we literally see an entire flashback of Kakashi, Obito, and Rin as 13-year-olds fighting the Third Great Ninja War, and Obito quote-unquote died in that battle. Many kids were still dying in the battlefield, but now the scale of the conflict was much more massive, meaning that people still didn't come to an understanding. And Hashirama's classic line of, "Doesn't matter the time, there will always be conflict," holds. And you can
And we can even go as far as Boruto. Why is Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Denki, Iwabe, Metal Lee, they are 12, 13-year-olds still going on dangerous missions? So nothing has changed, bro. It's more peaceful, it's more technology, and their missions aren't as dangerous. But, Boruto's the main character, so his team take on most of the dangerous missions. But it's like, bro, like, Naruto, you didn't fix anything. The adults are supposed to be fighting. It seemed like the kids go on more missions than the adults.
see with this mindset that Hashirama was actually pretty pessimistic about the future. He thought no matter what anybody